If you listen to anything, you need to listen to what I'm about to say right now. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Paint Society. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm Brian. I run Paint Society, and we got a special one for you today. So just a little while back, I made a little bit of a post on YouTube, and I asked you guys, what do you want to see? This channel is about you. So what I did is I created a series, well, a few series. I created a crashed series in a playlist, and those are going to be your full episodes from start to finish. Those episodes will have some cool editing into them. They'll have some music, and it's going to be quick little bits of every single scene. It's not going to be too informative. It's going to be more like a TV show, maybe even a little funny. And then in this series, what you're about to watch is the car painting series, the how-to, the basics. So this series is more for your do-it-yourselfers, the guys that want to learn. So this is going to help you out. Now I asked, what do you want to see? You want to see how to tape a car, how to wet sand, how to prep for paint, different things like that. So in this video right now, we're going to learn how to blend car paint in a small area. So let's get right to it. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and like, because all those likes shows me what you like, and I make more videos based off that. What I have for you today is how to blend paint. Keep it small. Now we're not only going to be blending paint, but we are going to be blending sealer. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to blend sealer. Then I'm going to show you how to blend paint over that sealer and then clear coat it and keep it within this area and within this area right here. So let's show you the sealer that we're going to use. Okay, so the good thing is our sealers are tintable. A sealer is going to help me make sure that those sand scratches are nice and filled in. We did go ahead and we prepped this with 800, so we shouldn't have any issues, but the sealer is just cheap insurance. Also, it's going to make sure it hides any of those burn through areas or any area that's primered, and it's going to help out with that base, lay right over it nice and smooth. So we have a sealer that is very close to the color. And what you're going to see me now do in this kind of raw type of video is I am going to apply a clear base, wet, and then I'm going to blend my sealer into that clear base so the edges of the actual sealer land into something wet. That way it's not gritty at the edge. So let's take part one of the video and let's do that right now. Then we'll go back, we'll show you how to blend the base. We'll keep it very simple. And I'm gonna assume that you guys know nothing. So that's how I'm gonna treat this video. Okay, so once again, we're ready to do our blend. Now, the first thing I'm gonna use is our clear base. You need to use this when doing a blend. Then after that, we have our sealer. We have our Luma 3 light. All right, that's gonna help us see exactly where we need to put more sealer. Then at the edges of our blend, we have a very high reducer, like a melt away. And this can be used in aerosol, or you can use it in a paint gun. It'll be just fine in aerosol. It's pretty much a super high temp reducer. The first thing I'm gonna do is spray the clear base in areas where the edges of the sealer are actually gonna fall. So it's gonna be in this area. Medium coats. Next, all I'm going to do is light medium coats on the DV1, and I got my pressure around 13 psi, and I'm going to blend right into that area. It's important to note that I want my paint to go this way, so I'm moving the paint this way. So I did right there, back-to-back coats, very light. And now I'm gonna take this reducer and just spray the edges of my blend, of my sealer edge. And that's that. Step one is complete. The sealer went ahead and it got all nice and flashed up. So I want you to take a look at what the clear base and that hot reducer can do. Check this out. Look at it. It's gonna fall right off. It's not getting hung up by anything because it is completely smooth and ready to accept base. Now, the most important thing that we want to do is contain our color. Even though we have a very good color match, which I have already went ahead and done a spray out and labeled it, which is very important, I still want to make sure to try to contain my color away from the hood. Now we know we have we have room over here to blend, and even though you're not going to see the difference as much on a hood to fender, we want to make sure that we contain it as much as possible. So I see here that I've got just a little bit of overspray from the sealer. So I got myself some 2000 grit, and I'm gently going to go by hand, going to take off the top of that sealer and get back down to just a little bit of that clear coat. And what this is going to help me do is keep this color consistent that we know matches the hood, and now I can use my base coat and blend down and keep it away from here as much as possible. Is that to say that we're not going to get paint on there? Well, we'll try. Okay, so I'm going to be 100% transparent with you guys. I know some of you don't spray in the booth, which is fine, and you're not going to get that nice smooth finish. You're going to have things that, you know, sometimes just land in the paint. I mean, nothing you can do about that, but you still wanted to use the sealer. And sometimes you get scared, oh, I don't want to put sealer in there because it's going to trap more dirt, let more coats. Trust me, it's going to be your best alternative. But what you can do after it's dried, run over some 800 to 1000 grit just over the top, and over any fuzzy edges, it won't be a problem. So we're going to use the same method for the base coat, but we're not going to use this reducer. You never use this when blending base coat. You only use it for your undercoats. You would never use it for primer, but for sealers and top coat like clear coat, you can use it for as well. So what we're going to utilize to blend this out is right here. So we have, once again, our clear base, and we're going to utilize that only in the areas where the base is going to fall. Now we're going to be stepping it out a little bit further, so my blend is going to come around this area. Now we're going to try to do this in about 2.5, maybe 1.5 coats, depending on coverage. That's why it's so important to have a good matching sealer, so we don't have to keep piling on more paint and try to get it to blend out in a small area. After that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to maybe, if we need to, reduce our base coat 1:1 with this stuff and add some reducer. Now, I'm going to tell you what kind of reducer I use, and you need to listen. If you listen to anything, you need to listen to what I'm about to say right now. I don't care what your weather temperature is. It could be really, really cold. It could be extremely hot. Slower is faster. Always. Slower is faster. What does that mean? That means that you're gonna get it done quicker because it's gonna flash off smoother. You don't have to go back, add more point. You don't have to go back, add more coats. You're not gonna see your blend in the sun once you see the halo. Because what does a halo come from? Well, a halo comes from like a crusty edge where your metallics aren't falling properly, and that is because you're not using a clear base and because you're not using an extra slow or slow reducer. So let's get some paint on here. Okay, so right there I did about 1.5 coats. I did a light coat and then just a little bit of a control coat back to back. And guys, there's no science to this. You do what works for you. Remember, this channel, don't overthink it. It's just paint. If you see something that needs to get done, however you need to do it, that's fine. Now it's still flashing. It looks ugly. Okay? Look it. This looks ugly. Here you can see the blend. All right? We kept it away here. don't worry about the first coat. Let the first coat get on the fender. Let the paint meet the sealer and the rest of the existing OEM paint. Let that marriage happen. Now you have the surface to do what you want to make it look like it was never there. And I'm going to show you that right now. Okay, folks, pay attention because school's in session right now. So I got one more coat of full base, regular base I'm going to do, and then I'm going to switch right back to a different type of base coat, which is a very transparent base coat, which is going to be a reduced base coat with the clear blender and some extra reducer. And here's how I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to get myself a smaller cup. I'm going to put this inside. I'm going to take this. I'm only going to put a little bit. It doesn't need to be exact science. Okay. I'm going to get my blending additive. I'm going to double it up 1 to 1. That's the way I like to do it. And what this is going to do right here is I'm going to lose the transparency. I'm going to make it more transparent, okay? And also what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it wetter at the edge. So that wet edge is going to lie smoother. Those metallics are going to dry smoother, okay? And then I'm going to go and I'm going to put some extra slow in there. I feel like Emerald Lagasse. Bam! Okay? A little bit more maybe. It doesn't matter. We want the strength of the color to diminish, so when we put this on the final coat, it's going to be nice and smooth, and it's going to be mostly clear base with just a little bit of pigment in it, and that's going to help blend our color out very nicely. So we want to focus on this area going bye-bye. So first is going to be clear base, then base coat, and then we're going to have 1 to 1. I'm going to show you all that with some titles on the bottom. Guys, look at the difference that does. We're gonna let this flash. We're gonna see what it looks like all flashed up. And if it needs more color, we're only gonna use the reduced mixture. All right, so it's flashed, and this is real life, guys. I can still see my blend right in here. I'm not sure you can pick up on camera, but it's ever so slight right in this area. So guys, one more coat. So back after that final coat, and we're really happy with it now. Now that clear base really gives it the same sort of sheen, the same sheen that the base coat has, so it's a good indicator of how it looks. And you know, you look at your tape, you don't want any type of base coat on that tape. I tried my best to keep it away from here. I did a pretty okay job. So we want to make sure how our blend looks. We're going to do one last step. We're going to turn our lights off and take a look at it with the sun gun. And what this is going to do is it mimics the sun's rays. That's right. So what it's going to do is it's going to act like, okay, this car's outside on a really bright sunny day. What is it going to look like when the sun is shining right on it? Are we going to see the blend, or is it going to look pretty good? So let's take a look at it now. With the lights off, we take a look at our panel. And it's going to be hard to tell on camera, but I'm looking to see if my blend, I'm looking to see how my blend looks. Now the battery's running out a little bit, but I can definitely tell that she is good to go. Okay, so we're ready to clear. I'm only really going to show you one coat because I want you guys to see what it looks like once it's been cleared. Just a couple quick tips. On a light color, I only really like to take it to about almost the edge, not completely, just because it's like a swimming pool effect The more clear, the more water you have at the end of the pool, the deeper the color is going to look, and we don't want that to happen. It's just a quick tip. So we'll get this cleared, and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so we just got done spraying that second coat of clear, and man, does it look great. Guys, I just want to tell you, this is not hard. This is something that takes a little bit of practice, but with the right people to help you and the right amount of time you going out there and practice, you can achieve things just like this in your garage. Sure, it's going to need a little bit of wet sand and buff, but all that matters is the color. The wet sand and buff can come after the fact, so don't feel like you need a fancy booth. Yeah, you will need a fancy or the right gun. You know, that's going to really help you out. I'm a firm believer in a great tool because you can achieve better with something that can spray and utilize the metallics better than something that won't. Okay, so keep that in mind as well when you are looking for the right tool. So we'll take a look at it, and guys, just a reminder, if you like the video, I'm really trying to do these how-tos. They do take some time, but I really feel like that's where my audience is. So leave a like if you watched it. If you liked it, hit the like button. That helps me out. And leave a comment. I get back to all the comments. You know, this is a channel where the learning does not stop when the video ends. I'm encouraging you guys to go on out there and try some of this, and I hope this video helped you out a lot. So guys, this is Brian from Paint Society reminding you, don't overthink it. It's just paint. I'll see you guys on the next one. Let's check it out.